I'm Cadet Hyde, and today I'll be teaching you some first aid. By the end of this lesson, you will know how to deal with a casualty who is severely bleeding. First of all, a reminder about the aims of first aid, or the 3 Ps. You should always consider these when you're doing first aid. You should aim to preserve life, prevent deterioration, and promote recovery of the casualty. If you have gloves available, you should put them on, as this will help prevent cross-contamination and infection of both you and the casualty. The next point to check is whether or not there is an object protruding out of the wound. If there is, do not take it out, as it may be acting to reduce bleeding from the wound. Instead, you should simply apply pressure on the skin either side of the wound so as to help prevent the bleeding. So, if there is no object protruding from the wound, simply apply direct pressure. This is to prevent the bleeding. If you do not have gloves, ask the casualty to do this for you. Hi, can you apply direct pressure to the wound please, using your left hand? Yeah, that's good. There we go. At this point, you should ask a helper to call 999. If there is no one else available, call 999 yourself and put it on speakerphone so that you can still help attend to the casualty. You should now apply a clean and sterile dressing to help stem the flow of blood. And press this firmly down so that you know pressure is applied. The next thing to do is put on a bandage around and on top of the dressing so as to ensure that the pressure is maintained and that the dressing stays in place. You want to just hold that for me, please? You should tie this tightly enough so that pressure is maintained on the dressing in the wound, but not so tightly that it cuts off circulation. You can test if the bandage is cutting off circulation by squeezing the finger of the casualty. Squeeze the finger for 5 seconds. If after 5 seconds of squeezing and 2 seconds of letting go, the colour has not returned to the finger, then the bandage is too tight and you must loosen it, otherwise there will not be enough circulation. If blood shows through the first bandage, apply a second bandage in the same way. If blood shows through the second bandage, then take off both bandages and the dressing and apply a new dressing and bandage so as to hold the blood flow. Now, another thing that can happen here is that the casualty goes into shock as a result of the bleeding. You need to treat this by getting them to lie down and putting their legs above their heart level. Would you mind lying down for me, please? Just down here. Now I'm just going to put your legs up, okay? After you've done this, you should continue to monitor the casualty and their responses until ambulance arrives. One way you can do this is by talking to them. So, do you remember what happened?
Not really.
Okay.